So, I've been meaning to do this for ages. How I cook rice. How very, very boring, you may ask. Or say, it's a statement of fact. What do I need? I need some rice. This is some basmati rice. I bought it from our local Indian supermarket. It's worth getting decent stuff. I don't mean spending gazillions of pounds, but don't buy the cheapest rice you can. Buy some, good quality basmati rice. Layers of good brand. Anything which is knocking around, I tend to buy it in big 5 kilo bags. If you want to buy Tilda rice, that's fine. It's very processed. That's all I'm saying. Which does stop one of the things you have to do if you're buying that kind of stuff. What else do you need? Salt, only a little bit. Water, obviously. A see-through, microwavable dish. And a microwave. Right. This is where the magic happens. I roughly go for about 75 grams to 100 per person. This is, for my little hands, about a handful. Depending on how generous or hungry I'm feeling. Depends how big a grab I get. Okay, I might put a little bit in at the end. Then, and if you're using Tilda rice or anything else which is so white when you pour it out of the bag, you don't need to do this next bit. But if you're buying just normal basmati rice, and this includes stuff from Sainsbury's or Tesco's or Asda or whatever, normal basmati rice, give it a wash. Ignore what all those TV chefs saying, oh, you don't need to wash it. Wash it. It won't stick to each other. Okay? Madhur Jaffrey does it. And I trust Madhur Jaffrey, because you know what? She's been doing this Indian food thing a lot longer than most of us. She's pretty good. She washes her rice. Like this, just a bit of water, scrunch it around, and you can smell it. And also, you can see that starchiness coming out. And that, if you didn't do this, is why it sticks together. So, a bit more water. You don't have to spend ages doing washing, just a quick little scrunch around like that. As you can see before I pour it out. That all goes down the drain. Or you could keep it behind for some other purpose. Not sure what's the purpose you have for starchy rice water, but there must be something. And rinse it until it's reasonably clear. Don't try doing this after you've cooked it. It's too late. It's stuck together. It's all gluey, which is fine if you're doing a risotto or a paella. But if you want, fluffy rice for your curry to go on, this is the way. Okay, do that a couple of times. There we have. Still a bit of murkiness in the water. And the next thing you do is wait. And we're back. Why wait? Well, one, gives you a chance to do whatever else it is you're cooking to have with your rice. In my case, it's a chicken dish, it's kind of a curry. It's got loads of spices and garlic and ginger and it smells lovely. But the other thing, I'm not totally sure why this works, but it does seem to help a bit. Madhur Jaffrey instruction, this one. I think it just softens it up a bit. And also, give it a bit of agitate it around. Don't scrunch into it. Drain off the water you've left in there. Just gets rid of a bit more of the starchiness. And then, don't fill it up what you're looking for. This is difficult to show because this isn't flat, but you're looking for about twice as much. Let's get that flat. going to try to get that fast as well. So you're looking for about twice as much water as rice. Now you could measure this out, but visually it works better because you want that head above the rice, which is twice as much. You could do this in a pan as well. It works almost as well, unless you take the eye off the pan, in which case it burns, and then everything's horribly wrong. Unless you've got some fancy stove which automatically senses and you can time it. But that's where a microwave comes in. So practically every Indian cook watching this is probably going slightly apoplectic at going, "What do you mean you're cooking your rice in a microwave, you heathen?" In fact, anyone who's a big fan of cooking rice is probably doing exactly the same thing. Why? Use a rice steamer, use a pan, use whatever it is. I can see if Uncle Roger, and check Uncle Roger out, he's quite funny, was saying this, he'd be saying some very funny things with his wonderfully over-the-top Chinese accent, which I'm not going to mimic because that's not something you do these days, and I wouldn't want to do it anyway. So, I've got about twice as much water as rice. I've got just a pinch of salt. What kind of salt? Yeah, table salt. This is flaky sea salt. More than salt. Whatever kind of salt you want. Just a pinch. It just adds a bit of flavour. Not much. You're not looking for it to taste of salt. Big no. I've made about enough for 4 people, which is about 4 handfuls. Again, like I said before, depends if you're on a diet. Weight Watchers recommend about 50 grams of dry rice per person when doing a dish. So this is more like 75, maybe closer to 100. But it's a matter of how many people you're cooking for. But a handful of rice, 1 person, works for me. Then put a lid on it, so it does need to be a lidded receptacle. Go to your microwave, which is over here. Ta-da! Just plonk that inside the microwave. This is not the tricky bit. This is the bit you need to gauge for yourself. Microwaves differ, how much you're cooking differs. This is it's an 800 watt microwave, and when doing rice for 4 people, "15 minutes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes for rice for 4 people. So if there's less people, you're only doing it for 2, maybe 12 to 13 minutes on an 800 watt microwave. But you'll have to gauge that for yourself. And then, what do you do next? You just leave it, and it cooks. And we come back in 15 minutes. So, 15 minutes are up. Let's see what's in the microwave. Gloves. Does it get hot? Now, my highly respected learned friend Joe Gent suggests when doing it on a pan to leave it at least 5 minutes. This basically allows a bit more steam to escape, so there's less chance of any water sticking it all together. Here we have microwave done rice. Did you notice? Ooh, but it's hot. See how lovely and fluffy that looks. Get a little fork. Just get some straight out of that. Look at that. See, that's all falling apart. It's not sticking together at all. It'll be like that. Most of the way through. I'm not saying it's foolproof. I'd like to say it's foolproof. but people get things wrong, or you need to make adjustments for what you're using. This goes for anything in cooking. But fundamentally, 15 minutes, rice, almost perfect, pretty much every time. Once you know settings to use on your microwave, quantity you're cooking, every time